Hello, I'm RetroJules. Firstly, I'm going to start with an apology, and I'm sorry if I sound a little bit odd or my voice sounds different, but I have a filthy, snotty cold. It's my wife's fault. I've told her not to go snogging the disease-ridden staff where she works, and she obviously hadn't listened. And I've now caught a filthy disease. And it's worse for me because she came home with a cold and I have man flu. 1,000,000 times worse. But I'm kind of hoping that it's cleared me for me to now snog the members of staff where I work. But the trouble is, the resources are slightly limited because I'm self-employed and I work on my own, so it doesn't quite have the same effect. This is myself and Wickers on a very rare platooning session. We don't get much time to do this, and with the masses of light tanks out there questionably ruining the game for a lot of people, we've not been having great games as solo, so we platooned up. We're both tier 9. I'm in my AMX 30, and I'm now tempted to get the tier 10 version of this. I don't play this tank enough. I do enjoy it when I play it. The gun handling at tier 10 does improve, but the trouble is you had that massive sticky up cupola on the AMX 30B, which was a really easy target to hit. But I do believe in the last update, in the buffs and nerfs, the armour on the cupola got buffed, which now makes it quite an attractive tank to me. However, I have nowhere near enough silver to be buying a tier 10 tank at the moment, so it may well have to wait. But that was the reasoning behind keeping the tier 9 version and getting it all camoed up as being a permanent tank in my garage. Now, I kind of hung back here, which is unusual, because I nearly always push forward a bit too much. And Wickers has pushed way forward at G4, and I just wasn't tempted to go with him. I thought, if I go across the garden, I'm going to get sniped from the guys up at the castle. And he's got 2 light tanks running rings round him. And the second reason I didn't go and help was I didn't expect him to survive, and I thought, well, there's no point in 2 of us dying in this game. This game is one of those games that you watch and you think, well, do you know what? I could have played it a little bit better, and I think you always can when you watch a game back, but I think I did my bit in this game. And it came down to a last couple of players on our team, and it was worth watching and seeing how the game panned out, because I was really hoping for a victory, because I thought I'm going to get some really decent XP out of this if it's a victory. And just watched the whole game frustratingly fall apart. I'm not one of those players that will criticise other players, because my gameplay is far from perfect. In fact, I would even say I'm not that good a tanker. And I'm not about to watch people at the end of the game and go, do you know what, you guys were rubbish. But I was watching them, hoping and wishing that I'd have been alive, and thinking, I think I'd have played it slightly differently. So the Oods is on the run. The cheese wedge just managed to get a nice side shot in. The teams are completely even. Miraculously, Wickers is still alive. I'm thinking the armour on his pattern really helped him survive the situation with the 2 light tanks. And also, of course, we are top tier, and there's quite a few tier 7s out there, so that helps too. So we're only 1 tank down now, and it's all about getting up to the castle. It's an encounter battle, and I like to think we did a fairly good job of clearing up right down the 1 and 2 line and clearing the west of the map. And now hopefully we can have the same luck. Oh, where did you come from? Oh, nicely done. The same luck. I'm on 2/3 of my health. Top tier. Nice, easy auto aim in the Borsig. And now it's even again. And it all goes a little bit Pete Tong here. There's a heavy up top, a T-29. Easily got the gun depression to catch us, but fluffs its shot. I'm so concentrating on that tank, I just didn't even clock the T-54E1. Not sure how many shots it's got left. Wickers pokes out and is taken out immediately. I'm really hoping the E1 is on its last shot. Get a shot in, and yeah, just kind of got ganged up on there, really, between a rock and a hard place. And that was that. And then it was like, do you know what? I want to watch this. We've got the Stirrer Emil with amazing gun depression and our Tier 9 VK Heavy versus a Tier 7 T-29. And you have to take your hat off to this T-29 player because he plays a really good game. Same tier as the Stirrer Emil, 2 tiers down from the VK, bulletproof turret, really good gun depression, and he's got the higher ground. But you had to hope that 2 tanks versus 1 were going to win. But the trouble is, the 2 tanks stayed together. Now, had it been me still alive, and I'm not, I'm one of these burning carcasses on this corner. Look at the wreckage. I would have either gone up there or gone round the back and split us up to put the T-29 under pressure and hopefully get a shot in the back of it. But the flip side of that, I was thinking, was, well, maybe that T-29 is staying up there because he's facing 2 tanks, and had they split, then maybe he'd have taken his chances and rolled over to take or be in a one-on-one situation. So who knows whether splitting up would have been the right thing. But as it happens, staying together wasn't the right thing to do either. And I'm just kind of prompting the guys to go, do you know what? You know, if one of you could sneak around the back, then this T-29 would really... Oh, can you get a shot in underneath? Oh, I like what the VK's doing. Just needs that T-29 to poke out, get a tracking shot, get a shot in the lower glacis. No. And, well, it's a one-on-one situation. A Tier 7 T-29 on higher ground. Oh, that was a low roll. And a Tier 9 Heavy. I don't know which way this... Well, I do know which way this is going to go, which is why I've made the video. And the VK does a runner. Get your turret round. Get your turret round. It's going to come for you. Go on. Just one shot. Oh, bollocks. Oh, it was really sort of frustrating and enthralling to watch all at the same time. That T-29 player really knew what he was doing. And hat off to him for taking those 2 tanks out and standing his ground. Well, I felt like I did my bit. Just under 4,000 damage. 1,600 XP, and I was just looking at the scores at the end and just comparing the XP and how much more you really do get when you're on a winning team. But I came top, did my bit. If only we could have brought that game home. Well, I hope you enjoyed that rather perhaps frustrating ending. How would you have played that? Really interested in your thoughts. Keep safe, keep tanking, and I'll see you soon.